why is we are trying to understand why have more voters not come out. Here is the Prime Minister till the last moment, almost reaching out to voters, even going to the polling booth, he was showing the finger. There was a sense that this is a state where the BJP appeared till the very last moment to be campaigning. Why have the voters not come out, Saurabh?
So, well, Rajdeep, when we are speaking to the voters, they are clearly telling us that there is no so much of excitement left, because it's the same old story what they are saying, and it's just that the issues are not being solved at the ground level. That is what the voters are telling us. Now, very interestingly, when we ask about Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he is the only face for Gujarat, and for BJP, it's bang on. It's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But while we were speaking to the people during the roadshow, what they were saying, that for hours we are sitting for just to get a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but what we vote for, to which party we vote for, it can be different, can be something else. So what we have seen in this particular elections, that the excitement level of voters are not pretty good, and mostly this is happening in the urban areas. That is the stronghold of the BJP. While we see at the tribal areas, the Dahod, Panchmahal, from the Arauli area to the lower belt of the Tapi and the Navsari Dang area, here the voting percentage is pretty much higher than it was expected earlier. So what the trend we have seen here right now in this particular election is that the rural and most importantly the tribal people are coming out and voting in huge number, and the bastion of the BJP, that is the urban voters, are not that much enthusiastic. Even during the roadshow we can witness that thing. Now what has happened is the Aam Aadmi Party clearly claims that it was been said that it is just going to dent the Congress Party. But what triggered the BJP to go out all against Aam Aadmi Party just 2 months before the election? That needs to be understood, because BJP somewhere down the line felt that Aam Aadmi Party is not just going to dent the Congress Party, but in the urban areas Aam Aadmi Party could dent the BJP as well. So the scenario has changed a lot. There is a lot of uncertainty on the ground, because for the Aam Aadmi Party it will be first time when the people of Gujarat will be voting for them. In 2017 they had contested, but it was a friendly match. On 29 seats they contested all the seats, they deposit their money. But for this particular election they have campaigned very nicely, they have campaigned very hard on ground. So it is uncertainty whether the people of Gujarat accept them, and if they accept, then who will be this voter of? It will be the voters of BJP or the Congress Party. It will be important to see.
Okay, since the World Cup of football is on, let me present a contra perspective. It doesn't matter how enthusiastic your fans are. What matters is whether your team wins or loses. So what if voters aren't enthusiastic in the way that they've been in a state like Uttar Pradesh or elsewhere, where the government was recently formed? But what if the team ends up winning big? Ultimately, it is victory that matters. Because you could have a situation where your voters, like let's assume there's a newbie party and voters are really, really rapturous and they don't do too well in the end. Or you could have a clinical election which is managed to perfection in a way that the party actually ends up doing really well.
Just a very quick point. If you look at the...
Do you have a footballing analogy or not?
Do I have a footballing analogy? I'm very nervous at the moment about football because the Brazil...
Who are you cheering?
My team is Brazil. It's always been since the time I was a kid. I hope they win. I'm going for the World Cup finals, Rahul, for the first time in my life. So I hope it's Brazil. But that's another question.
Now I'm very jealous. I'm going home. This is not fair. Rajdeep is going for the World Cup final. We are stuck. We are stuck over here. This is no fun.
The interesting thing is, since we keep, the BJP kept harping on this 149 figure of Madhav Singh Solanki. In that election, Congress got more than 50% of the vote. It was a dominant party. It's one of the stories of Indian politics that a party with 149 seats, the next election 5 years later barely got 30 odd seats. There's a whole chapter to be written on that. But this time, as you said earlier, even if the BJP gets a lower vote share, there is a chance, if the opposition vote is split, that the BJP benefits. If the AAP is taking the BJP's vote, then it changes this election completely. Then it would make this election far more interesting, especially in rural pockets, in the tribal pockets that Saurabh Bhaktania spoke of. So it's not easy at the moment to gauge where the AAP could get its votes from, which is why I think there is an element of uncertainty in a Gujarat election.
Rajdeep, I wanted to make a point. See, every time we look at Gujarat, in an election after so many years of BJP rule, remember one thing. There is definitely the BJP's grip is weakening on the state. It is, as I will say, this election, a very senior BJP leader told me, it's man-to-man marking. Literally man-to-man marking. In every segment, people have been deputed to ensure that these people are the X number people who should come out and vote. This Neta should go there. So you have not seen C.R. Patil. Why haven't you seen C.R. Patil? That's what we were discussing in the morning. He has an aircraft and a helicopter at his disposal. Rebellion in X place, he rushes. That's why what C.R. Patil is doing. It's one of the most well-managed elections, not spontaneous support one election.
Are we being unfair? No, one second.
That's fine. What's
a victory is a victory is a victory.
Absolutely.
Whether it's well-managed or there's a rapturous support, it doesn't matter. What if you end up with a historic seat conversion?
No, that's exactly what I was saying, Rahul. In 1985, it was a 50% vote, which was a whole new
Kshatriya, Adivasi, Muslim,
Muslim, Harijan vote, which had been crafted by Madhav Singh Solanki, actually by someone called Jinabhai Darji, who's not given enough credit for it. But that is then. Now what's happened is, right, man-to-man market. I'll give you one see. Limbaya in Surat. 34 Muslim candidates have been put
36
up. There are
out of 46.
There are 90,000 Muslims. What are you doing? Do you really believe those 34 Muslim candidates have been put up by any of the other party? The BJP knows that the Muslim vote needs to be split there, so they put up sponsor candidates. There are similar seats where they have been very clear who is that particular individual who could break the the Congress vote. So they and frankly, that's how politics is. You see, it's become more scientific. They are better managed. They target constituencies where they are weak. Rahul is absolutely right. C.R. Patil's role is to quell the rebellion. There may be some rebels who may still get a few votes, but by and large, the BJP in Gujarat is the perfect political machine.
Yes.
And therefore, I think, unlike, it's not about spontaneous vote, it's the machine.
Let's take a break.
One quick point I want to say that, see, that's the point. So many congressmen brought in, it's not the same BJP.
17 congressmen,
not the same
19 rebels.
But you have brought in congressmen who are going to win the seats.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. I'll give you an example. Talala seat, Somnath Gir, you've brought in one of the strongest congressmen right there. He's having a fight of his life, and it is between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes, but
that seat has come down.
No, all I'm saying is that when the BJP chooses a Congress candidate to switch over in Gujarat, they choose that candidate on the basis of whether that candidate can win. There is only one criteria in Gujarat for the BJP, winnability.
But Rajdeep, in
winnability.
turn,
Why have you brought in Hardik, Alpesh into your flanks? Because you've realized that you want to send out a message to the other side. Who do you have?
But you're also sending a message to your own people. There's a whole lot of disgruntled BJP men and the cadre who don't want these people stepping in. And they are not energized to bring out their voters.
No, but as the BJP top brass would say, if those people were so good, we wouldn't have needed to bring these Congress leaders in.